I guess we can start. Hello everyone, my name is Serhii Bryt. I come from Pravectus company. See how cute I look here.
So our company does mainly, so now we have quite a good area. It's machine learning, big data, and solutions based on SWS. I'm doing the testing automation and all kinds of testing, back and front end, specific testing. Also, I am a speaker, as you see now, and I'm a coach. I teach in an IT school, and also I'm a mentor, if you know what mentoring is. Today we will talk about combining two technologies. So Selenide on the slide means kind of selenium. Yeah? So there are two tools, Selenide and Playwright. Playwright based on Java, which we would like to combine and unite and rule. And by this combination, we can really get a lot of benefits. Okay, let's talk about that a little. So I don't know if I can ask this question, but nevertheless, after the tests been performed, they're deployed, they're working, spinning. So what does really irritate you in these tests most of all? Time, right? Stability, okay. Do agree with that? Yes, you guessed. We will talk about the time. This is my pain. I brought it here. I'd like to share with you about the time. Time of testing, maybe in some places, in some components of the app, and it can really take a lot of time. We try to prevent that, but sometimes we fail. I'll talk about Selenium. I mean that sometimes app is really slow, very slow. And very often it happens when we have processing of a lot of input elements. I mean, big forms, little story, fairy tale. There was an app, it was okay, and it lived good until we came up with the forms with more than 50 fields, and after that the app fell sick, and our tests fell sick and became very slow. And we had to invent a feature, I mean, to unite two technologies which basically do same, but from the other end, from the different ends. And well, I will tell you what kind of solution we came up with and tell you about benefits. So some theory now. So this is an approximate model of how Selenium operates. So the main central element is the driver. Normally, a driver is ordinary binary file, an execution file, which we download from the browser vendor, because like there are ones for Chrome, for Edge. We put it somewhere, then we set up. The mic is off. Then we set the variables of the environment and launch. The mic is off again. But so we have to communicate with the browser on one end, and on the other end, its implementation on language of coding, like a protocol which is used by driver to talk to browser. So this is standard client-server technology. When we send a command to driver sends to browser, and it responds, and that goes in a loop. And this response request can be quite slow if it's remote, and it's a well-known problem, but it's can be solved by cutting something down, like reducing something, deleting something. That's how Selenium works. Selenide is a library. It's a synthetic sugar over Selenium. Something that was part of web browser, it remained. On the right, it's all the same. However, the company Polygon company. It made a kind of very skewed package and called it Selenide and pumped it with different features like browser proxy support, WebDriver manager, etc., and various support clusters. Even at the basic level, it can verify PDFs. There are libraries for that. But it's same under the Selenium hood, same motor under the Selenium hood. And but you can really have more functionality with that. I will tell you later about that. Playwright is a young one, so we are not talking about libraries and frameworks, but how to marry these things. So the Playwright is a project which was launched, which was derived from Puppeteer, or based on Puppeteer. It's a library which can communicate as a Chrome Development Tool protocol, based on Chrome Development Tool protocol. It can communicate with Chrome browser, so that was the initial idea of this thing, all based on JavaScript. The guys from this project migrated to Playwright project, and they created a new project, which is for the Puppeteer, but using different approaches. And it works like that. We have a lot of browsers, right? Which based on which we make some tests. But if we look under the hood of each of the browsers, we see that currently there are only three drives. Three standard drives, Chromium, the Chromium, yes, right? It's logical. Then another one is Gecko. The most popular implementation of that is Firefox and Git for Safari. And the guys thought, okay, what if we test not in the browsers but in the drives? Drives are smaller, lighter, doesn't need anything else. And what they did, that just using the Playwright, we can test apps for Safari based on Windows. You launch the drive in any environment, headless, and then you can do anything. So they changed the concept and they removed the WebDriver, which is in Selenium. I mean, the protocol now communicates with the browser directly. That's the idea. So you have to understand that the speed is based on that. Less chain links we have, the faster it is. And the guys who developed the CDP, Chrome development tool, protocol, etc., the same guys work here. Also, some Chrome. So these guys are very experienced. There are a lot of videos, even at the Playwright website, very beautiful videos, which, yeah. So I really love this tool. Yeah. And getting back to our problem, so by trial and error, I found out that Selenium, because of its architecture, it's very slow when processing a lot of fields. For example, if you have more than 24 of fields, then the productivity really falls down, drops down, and it works non-efficiently. So Selenide has a very nice feature, one parameter which allows us to, after installing it once, it allows us to put variables using the JavaScript. I mean, filling in the property value. Every input has a property, and we put it directly in there. It doesn't work every time in the same way because there should be maybe some event first and it can be lost, etc. But this option is much faster. But by trial and error, we found out that it's not that fast actually, and I will prove you why. And Playwright has a different search engine. It works practically directly with the browser drive. The search is very quick, and any component can be filled out very quickly. And the difference in time, so I mean, it's 5 or at least 4 times faster than Selenide. The Playwright is faster than Selenide 4 or 5 times. So I will demonstrate you that. You see, right? Perfect. Okay, the tests are very simple. I will run it and then we'll talk about every case individually. Okay, you can use Playwright by itself and Playwright combined with Selenide, but in different situations. We can connect Selenide session to Playwright, or Playwright can be connected to Selenide session. So both ways. Okay, we'll look at both options quite quickly. Okay, now let's run the test. I will comment on that, what I'm launching, and etc. So we have 5 tests. The first, pure Playwright. Second, Selenide, using Serhii in the first case, and the second, JavaScript for filling out. And also there are different options to connect to Playwright session and the other way around. So we have 5 tests. All that is combined in a small file, which will later show us. So we use a standard test engine. Okay. So mainly this project, like Playwright, it's adapted for headless, for quick tests, so that we could observe all that. Okay, the first test is Selenide, which has like a standard Selenide with switched off. Олег, слушай, ну давай только в масках, может, ну уже тогда. Ну, или ты погуляй. Что, хорошо, погуляй, хорошо, ну погуляй тогда, потом. Okay, so it's generated, and the time is delivered. The time is delivered in the cycle, so it's written down. It's Selenide working, standard Selenide with. So it's much slower with the big volumes of data, much slower. So you can go drink tea and see same process going on. So next is based on pure Playwright. So the idea of Playwright is to open the context. It's kind of independent things. It's how Playwright is working. So the difference is really obvious. So the next one is one of the options of how Playwright can be connected to Selenide and the other way around. And it's quite quick, and I will tell you how it works. So basically, the work is connected of Playwright and Selenide can yield quite good fruits. So also I have a small file here, like something like statistics data. So this is an approximate time, very roughly. This is the time which takes filling out. It's like 57 rows, and you have to multiply by 2, and it's around 100, a little bit more than 100 elements in there. So the Selenide JS 15 and Pure 25. So all the other ones are using the Playwright. So the difference, as you see, is really huge. So it helps to make tests much quicker, but you don't have to redo everything, but just make it faster. So in my project, it was when we didn't have to remake the tests. I just had to make them faster. I wanted to install Selenide and use Playwright as the tool to fill out this part. So, but how it happens? So first, let's look at how we can connect. We can connect Playwright to um, the Selenide version, which was like activated, launched. When Selenide is launched, then it automatically the CHCDP capability is filled out automatically, and this is a WebSocket address which we can use to connect, and Slide allows to make this connection. And when we raise or activate the session on the Selenide, take this capability, and then we connect to the ready session, and then we can work normally with Selenide and with Playwright. And but it will be much faster. The comments will be implemented much faster because the protocol is much better for the Chrome platform. It's kind of native for it, and also it supports CDP, and they're developing because it's needed. So that's about how we can connect Playwright to the existing session of Selenide. So next option is like we connect Selenide to the existing Playwright session, and then we launch Playwright, and then we put in the argument, this remote debug protocol, and this allows us next Selenium session to using the data, debug data, using this specific debug port to connect and interact with the Selenium. This is a feature when the existing session of browser, in this session you can connect to the Selenium. So it's quite widespread feature when you need that. And then you can use the Playwright the way you need it, any way you need it actually. But also browser is quite standard structure with the so-called customized launch. In Selenide, we write configuration.browser, and then we indicate Chrome, Firefox, etc. But if we need to launch Firefox specifically, like with extensions, then we use my driver provider, which is an interface which you implement just once, and then you can uh, use your Selenide browser. So this approach is convenient because you don't need to take care about closing this driver. So it will be opened by Selenide automatically, the session will be started, and then Selenide will close it automatically. If you use WebDriver runner, then in this case, you need to think of closing the session by yourself. So this approach is more interesting to us. So I showed you these examples. You probably understood that there are some benefits in that. So we increase the speed. Okay, and about the other benefits. So if you want to record a video, yeah. Okay, so you might say that yes, there are solutions. You connect the plugin, whatever, uh, to the Gradle, and it's recorded with notations, etc. But what if I don't want to connect it? I want it out of the box. I'm lazy. I want everything turnkey. I mean, at once. And Playwright allows to do that as well. And it writes not the desktop, because normally such solutions are recording desktop, but it records the internal data of the browser itself. So it saves it, it puts it in MPEG format. I will show you now. So it's quite easy to do because the Playwright itself has a concept of context, and we just have to indicate that in this here in this video we have to record in this folder. We have to record all or save all the videos. We have to save all the videos in this folder. After that, we close the context session to save it, and we know that we can connect to Playwright from Selenide session and use this. I mean, to save this context. Next point is, well, that's how we can do it. That's how only there is only one way to do it like this, not the other way around. Because we made tests, and with the context, because of security, they don't allow to do it any other way. So you have to contextualize the context because we will not be able to change this web driver. So we will not be able to initialize the video because the session returns back like complete. We cannot initialize it afterwards. Who knows what is har? HAR. Do you know what are HAR files? Okay, if you don't know that, you open the DevTools tab in the browser, then you look at the network. Uh, network, so it's tools, network, and then you get a hypertext archive file. Practically, this is JSON, but it's a little bit specifically made up, and you can view it with a special viewer, har viewer. It's very good to see what exactly overloads your system, and you can use it for further use. So this feature you can take from the box. So you just put that you record it in the file, so the file is generated, and you can go and view it in the har viewer. Yes, that's how har viewer looks. It's same, but more statistical data is collected over there. So this is one of the har viewers. There are plenty of them. So tracing, next one. So this is a very nice feature. So every time you do something in Playwright, so it, for example, presses on some button, and you want to see what is the result of this click. So, and it records or traces that. So you register this event, and you also record all the parameters together with that, and you just need to indicate that you stop where you save, and it's all saved in the zip archive, and then you can see whether the command was executed from the root of your project, or trace.playwright.dev is the official website. You can upload your zip file, and that's how it looks. So, for example, you carved, I mean, not carved actually, but you did something. So an action is done, and you see what action is resulting in. So this is what happens to your app, just for your record, just for your analysis. I will show you one more demo. So one more benefit is that using the Playwright we can do everything out of the box. Yeah. So we can make full scale screenshots. For you to understand, well, we can make a screenshot, but recently we could make only the area which we can see, only screenshot only of that. Everything beyond the screen frame, in order to save that, we had to do something specific. So as Playwright has its own very specific API, so they found a solution how to do it. I mean, the full screenshot, and also you know that you can make a screenshot of the screen to opening DevTools and executing a command, or you can install some screenshot, of course. So here I will show you how the screenshots are taken. I will demonstrate you how two videos are formed, and I will assemble the HAR file and tracer, and all that will be I will show you. I will just launch and we will take a look. So the tests are quite simple, and then we will analyze the code. So, okay, we'll launch it. Well, my computer is as old as me. That's why it's very slow. Okay, we'll now try to make a screenshot. So, when you do initialization of the playwright first time, it takes quite a while, but then it works normally. So, I've done a special pause for 5 seconds, but then we record a video with the playwright. So I close. So also, so this is the second test. So Selenide with playwright, we use together with playwright and let it record it. So what we get at the end, so we'll get several files which we will analyze, but first let's analyze the code. Playwright makes screenshot by this command, via this command. So this is the command to make a screenshot, because it can be done like in full page or not. And in Selenide, we have this feature implemented. In the last versions of Selenide, they have a special plugin to Selenide, because they have a lot of work on plugins now, and this plugin does screenshot via CDP, because the recent Selenide uses Selenium 4, which has an embedded opportunity to use the CDP tools, and that's how you do this screenshots. Okay, so they made a small plugin which makes full-scale screenshots and which reduces the risk of failure a lot. So here you see also using the playwright, we record a video, we record HAR and tracing, all in one test. The test is very simple. I used the internet tool. It's a very famous one. I will show you. I think it's open. No? Oh. So the internet is the portal where all the most widely used elements that you can encounter are collected. So here you can really improve your knowledge on automations or a lot of things. Download, upload file, forgot password, all these forms are there. It's a very nice thing. It's called the internet. And then you can go to GitHub, and there is a Docker which helps you to install that, so you can do it locally as well. So what you get at the end, so you save all that, you go to the authentication form, input login and password, and then you get a green message. We do the same here. So we are going to record the video, and same we do here. So we attach our session of Selenide to playwright session, and that's how we record a video. That's okay. Let's see what we get at the end and whether we could record the video at all. So this is the first case.
Remember, it was all closed, and the program describes the internals of the browser and not the desktop. So this record, I was looking for this option. because I really don't like when it cannot work any longer. You see, it works the same way. Worked perfectly. We have two tests now. We saw just a little part, and this has a full screenshot of the page. So we don't know what happened. It failed, but it should work. Hard file. The hard file is. We're gonna go deep now because we don't have that much time for that. This is how what hard file looks like. The hard file, HRAR file, is quite a big JSON. A long one. And the last part is tracing. And we will move to the trace viewer. It looks like this. These are reactions of the playwright of the Selenide, and we see here various responses from the servers. We can see the pictures and so on. In conclusion, I say that joining the two technologies, the two tools, I received a number of benefits. I increased the speed of my tests. Out of the box, I can record videos. Works great in headless mode. I will share with you the results of GitLabs. We can use HRR, we can record tracing and make the fully fledged photos. Basically, I received the result that is quite good. We are using it in our project. This is a live experience. I just showed you the demonstration. We're actually using these things now. Q&A starts now, please. Thank you, Serhii. We have a question. I have more of a remark, clarification. Thank you for your presentation. Do I understand it right that this combination was used to because they were already tested using seleniums? Do I understand it right that you already had selenium test? I rewrote the part that is responsible for filling out the forms. I think it's a cool thing. Many companies that will learn about the benefits of the playwright will be happy about that. The second question is, if I write tests from scratch, do you think it should be done using this combination, or playwright will be fine? I think we should opt for playwright and work with it. It has a rich possibilities. The product itself is about 10 years old. Microsoft pours a lot of money there. They bought people who develop it. As easy as that. Many people work there who used to work for Chrome, for the Chrome project. They got together and now they're working. I suggest to use it as another means. It has a lot of opportunities. Any more questions? Make a photo. You'll see all the links. Thank you for your presentation. Can we set up the system the way that so that all the hard files would vanish as soon as all the tests are complete? Because if there are hundreds of tests, you need to do something about it. We really need the video when the tests are. I think Pirogov has a plugin who can make videos. Saves only in case, but doesn't record it inside the browser. It records the desktop only. Even the so basically the current technologies that you have need to be used to make crutches. Commentary. I will just add that it can record videos out of the box. Well, they actually thought about that as well. They had a great team of professionals. They could put together all the best features of all the projects they worked with, and the C#, Python, the Java, select anyone that you like. We're always developing so fast that I'm not catching up with the releases. The community there is great. So open code. You spoke about screenshots in a headless mode. Are they different from in the headful regimes? No, I didn't compare them. Next question. What do you do with the reporting in this case? And in case of combination, I'm not using it in the whole framework. Let's say the test failed and it's all recorded, the data is recorded. But the latest news says that you can combine the Allure with the Playwright test. That's exactly what I meant. How does it work together? It works well in the Selenium and Playwright separately, but we're using Selenium. But in some cases we add the Playwright, so you don't have to do too much on it. Well, I guess we had one more question. That should be it. Thank you. Serhii, you have a voucher to give to the person who asked the coolest question. Thank you. Thank you, Serhii. Thank you very much. Thank you. Goodbye.